Hey Thinksters, and welcome to today's video where I want to show you how to format a database using this zip function. So it's all about the zip function, and this is part of my Python one-liners video series for the launch of my new book with the same name, Python one-liners. And the book consists of 50 lessons, and I want to create one free YouTube lesson for each lesson in the book, so that also people who cannot afford the book can enjoy the Python one-liners superpower. Okay, so let's start with some code. So what do we want to achieve? This is very important in coding that you get very clear about what you want to accomplish. Even in code interviews, often the interviewer will appreciate you asking more about the code, more about the problem, so that you really understand the small details of a given problem. Okay, so let's start with the data we have. Yeah, so this like we have this example data. So we have some column names like could appear in any database, like a name, a salary, and a job description. And then we have some rows in our database. Okay, so we have Alice, Bob, and Frank, and they earn like 180,000, 99,000, and 78,000 per year, obviously. And so Bob is almost a six-figure earner, Alice earns six figures, and she's a data scientist. By the way, if you want to learn how to earn six figures as a data scientist, then check out my Python Freelancer webinar. The link is in the video description below. And I'll show you step by step how to become a Python freelancer and earn money in the process, and also learn a lot about the language and have fun, work from home. It's a very good way of living, actually. So I have started my career as a Python coder as a freelancer as well. So I share my experience in this webinar, and it's free, so you can check it out. Good. Okay, so say we have this list of rows. So we have basically 3 tuples. Each tuple is a database row, and then we have some column names. And what do we want to accomplish is like some one-liner magic here. Okay, and then we want to have the result. I just copy and paste the result we want to have. Like, this is our result which we want to have, and now I'm in the way, so I'm moving myself up. Okay, so we want to have something like this. We want to create a database, a variable called database here, and if you print the database, then we see that now we have associated the column names with our rows, with our respective rows. Okay, so we have basically each row which was previously represented as a tuple is now represented by a dictionary. Okay, so we want to create a dictionary out of each list element from DB rows, and the dictionary associates the column names with the respective instances or with the respective values of these columns. So for example, we have the name, the column name is associated to the name Alice. Okay, and then in the second database entry, the column name is associated to the name Bob. Okay, and so on. Then we also have the salary of Alice is associated to the value of 180,000. So we have salary 180,000. Okay, and the salary column name of Bob is associated to 99,000, and so on. Okay, so we want to associate these column names to the respective values in our database rows. And now this sounds complicated, and if you come from Java or C++ or any other programming language, then probably you would use many lines of code like a for loop, and then transforming each element in the for loop and so on. But in Python, you can do this very quickly, very efficiently in a single line of code, and it's a very simple one-liner. Okay, so how do we do this? So we basically create a variable database. This is our goal, yeah, because we print the database out, and now we have to basically create a list. Okay, so we have, and now this is the empty list, and you may know if you have watched the other videos in this series. I have also created a video series in YouTube, which you can subscribe, like a I don't know, how is it called, watch list or so. So, and you can watch videos by video. So from the first one-liner to the 50th one-liner if I'm ready with the series. And I've already addressed the list comprehension statement. In general, list comprehension consists of an expression and a context. Okay, and basically we want to apply the first want to create a context, which means a loop variable and which values this variable will take over time. So we want to iterate over a certain iterable, and we define the loop variable here, and then the expression tells us how we change this loop variable so that we can and we add then all changed loop variables to the list, basically. Okay, so this is like in a nutshell how list comprehension works, but you will see it in a moment. And so what is our context? Our context here is for row in DB rows. Very simple. Okay, so we have a simple for loop. We have the loop variable row, and we want to define row as the value of each list element in this DB rows variable. Okay, so first it will take this whole tuple, then it will take this tuple, and then it will take this tuple. Okay, so it takes all these tuple one by one. So now we don't want to simply add the row here, because if you add the row, then we have the original list again. Okay, but we want to modify this row. So we want to, from this row, we want to create a dictionary, basically. How do we do this? First of all, we need to basically from the tuple, basically we want to associate each column name, so the first column name, to the first row value, then the second column name to the second row value, and the third column name to the third row value. Okay, so basically we could create a tuple like this, like now I'm really doing it the dumb way. So we want to create a list of tuples here, and so for each row, for each database entry, we want to create a list of tuple, basically, where the first tuple value is the column 0 and row 0. Okay, and the second one is column 1 and row 1, and so on. And you can already see that this is now this is a pain in the ass. You have to type all this stuff, because now we have to associate. Basically, we have an association. Now it's still like a tuple per association, but we can later convert this to a dictionary very efficiently. So, but we have more or less solved the problem. Yeah, of course we need to type this for the third row as well. But it's a lot of typing. How can we do this more efficiently? As it turns out, the zip function is our friend here. The zip function, I will explain it in a moment. So we zip the column names with this row, okay, and this gives us basically the same thing. So we zip together two lists. So I'll give you an example of the zip function. Okay, so let's execute this. It will throw an error, but I can show you in the interactive shell how to zip. Okay, so say you have a list 1, consists of 3 values like name, salary, and job, and you are already seeing what I want to accomplish. And you have a second list, and it's say Alice and some value like 18,000 or 80 million, no, 80,000, and a job like data scientist. So this is what we have, yeah. So here we have the column which is a list of values, and here's the row which is also a list of values. And now if you zip them together and convert them to a list, what happens is zip list 1, list 2, that we basically associate the ith element in the list, in the first list, with the ith element in the second list. Okay, so for example here we associate name to Alice, and salary to the salary value, and job to data scientist, and then we have these 3 tuples, and these are stored in a list, yeah, because we have converted them to a list. Basically, it's the output of the zip function itself is a zip object, which is an iterable, and we can easily convert it to a list. Okay, so you see how the zip function works for 2 lists. It basically merges 2 given lists, and it associates the ith values of these lists. And this is exactly what we are doing here. We zip together the column names with the row, and now we have a list basically a list of zip data types, and this is not what we want to accomplish. We want to basically have a list of dictionaries, so we can simply convert this to a dictionary by using the dictionary constructor dict. Okay, so and this is already smart enough because there's only one way of interpreting data like this. Okay, so if you put a list of tuple values into the dictionary the dictionary constructor, then obviously it will create a dictionary where you associate the first tuple value as a key and the second one as a value. So it will just interpret each tuple as a key value pair and create a dictionary. Okay, so and this is what we are doing. We create a dictionary out of these zipped values, and that's it. That's already it. So very effectively, very efficiently, we have created this one-liner, and now let's execute this. You see we have a dictionary of a list of dictionaries, and each dictionary is basically a row where we associated the column names as keys and the row values as values, and that's it. Okay, very beautiful one-liner. Thanks for listening to this, and see you in the next video. Bye.